and have a little lunch at KFC. It all works good.
Nice job. All right, Joe. Thank you, man.
Joe
Lowe, very upset that he's not able to be here in the studio with Persia today. Although, Imtiaz, you gave him a little lesson on the Muslim religion, Islam, the nation.
Not the Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam are those guys that go after people down there in New York City.
No, by the way, I just want to make something very clear. The Nation of Islam is not Islam. I mean,
right.
In other words, there's nothing to do with
Christians,
Islam.
I think.
Well, I don't know
what they are.
Maybe they're fanatics.
Well, they are fanatics.
They're a sect, you know.
They hate. That's another group that hates. They hate, and it is they preach down in Times Square about how they want to kill the white man.
Yeah, well, that's nothing to do with Islam,
right?
Though,
right.
You know? So I'm just saying to you that
I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, the Nation of Islam, or even Elijah Muhammad, that's got nothing to do with Islam. That's all a sect. And it's all, you know, they don't preach Islam at all, as far as I'm concerned. Okay.
And your religion, the Quran, you talked earlier about how it's important for people to understand. This is Islam means.
It means peace.
Yeah.
It means submission to God.
And how does it make you feel, though, when you hear these stories that this whole political mess that's going on in New York City with this mosque?
You know, I've lived. As I mentioned to you, I went to a Catholic convent for 12 years.
Yeah.
So I was raised by Catholic priests. I came to America when I was 16. Been here for 40 years. I've never had a problem with my religion till about 8 years ago, okay? Because no one cared. I mean,
right.
No one cared. But the sad part that I'm finding now is that, you know, it's ignorance. You know, it's nothing to do with Islam. It's ignorance, you know. Ignorance is a problem that's universal. It's racism, ignorance, these are universal problems. So the intelligent people, or the people who are aware, they have no problem because they understand. It's the unintelligent or the ignorant person who doesn't understand. And again, I reiterate to you that a lot of it is political. It's nothing to do with Islam.
Right.
It's nothing to do with politics.
You know, my father was Muslim, and of course he came over here when he was 16. But we were raised to accept all religions.
Right.
And so, you know, to put one group in a box like this and slam, I mean, good grief, how many Muslims are there in the world? It's one of the largest groups of people. But
yeah, it is.
I mean, it would be like saying Jerry Falwell represents all Christians.
Right.
You know, you can put anybody in a box. But anyway, I was raised to accept. We went to synagogues, we went to the Catholic Church, Unitarian Church, we accepted everyone. And so, you know, I grew up with a little bit of that culture in the United States to learn to accept all people, you know, and not be a bigot, you know.
Well, and what we are is, you know, the problem is, you know, back years and years and years ago, the Catholic religion, you were not allowed to read the Bible.
Yeah, all that guilt. They put a lot of guilt on you.
Well, a lot of that was, and this is something what Imtiaz was talking about, you were not allowed to read the Bible because intelligence, knowledge, can be very dangerous. When you learn, when they were able to teach themselves, they didn't need the church, people thought. And the other thing is when knowledge is in place, you can either go the good way or you can go the bad way. So intelligence and knowledge, that's what happens. That's what's going on right now over in places like Pakistan, is you have intelligent people who know that they can further their agenda by using those who don't have the knowledge and manipulating them. So that's where intelligence and knowledge can be used, whether it's in Pakistan or it's in the United States. It's used irresponsibly.
You know, there's a simple saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
Which means you get an unintelligent person or a idiotic person, you put him into a specific kind of schooling, he's already got garbage in his head.
Yeah.
So he's going to get garbage out of his head.
Yep.
So
yeah, you're right.
This is not just a problem in Pakistan alone. It's a problem in most Muslim countries. Because anyone who goes to a madrasa or a religious school is not of the intellectual elite. He's generally the idiot.
And when you see these, there's no difference when you see these kids that are brought up to hate black people, little kids hating black people, or little kids that are taught. You see them when that Fred Phelps does his thing, the God hates fags thing, and they're out protesting on military.
Holding a sign. They don't know what the hell that sign says.
Holding up a sign that says "You died because God hates you" at a military funeral. They're little kids doing it. So when you garbage in, garbage out. When you teach from a young age that this is the way, this is reality, a kid is only they're very vulnerable at that age. they're either going to, when they turn to be 20, they're either going to continue down that road, or there might be a chance that they say, wait a minute, this isn't right. But most likely they'll continue down the road that they've been taught from the beginning. And Imtiaz, I have to tell you, I'm very surprised. I didn't know. I thought you were kind of coming up here with Persia, and you were going to go up and kind of have this sexual romp up in the Watertown area. And you can't even look. You won't even look at her when she becomes nude and stuff. You're a real nice guy, and you really helped out Steve here, and you brought her up, and you guys have been friends for a long time. And I hope that you consider us a friend of the.
Absolutely, you've been wonderful. I've enjoyed being on your show. You're a very good speaker. You know how to elucidate the best out of people. I'm very positively impressed.
Well, I'm glad you came up. And Persia, I'm really glad. Not taking anything away from you, Imtiaz. But I am real glad you came.
Thank you very much.
So,
thanks for having me.
This golf thing could really be something. I'll bet you, Buck, listen up. I'll bet you I could find a boom, a couple cameras, and about 50 cameramen. At least.
That'll be like those other videos.
And don't you think we could find a golf course that would allow us to go in at 7:30 in the morning? We'd be there for maybe about 90 minutes, maybe a little longer than that.
Yeah, a couple
3
hours
days.
at the most. Yeah, 3 days. Why not? Why don't we just play 18 holes that way?
Go in there, and we do the. There's not even any talking in this, right?
No.
This is just all.
I've already got it written out. How many times I need the swing filmed, and I've got the thing written down.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's easy.
That's a golf swing, not a swing she'd be hanging from naked. Make note of that. Steven, can we get a mic on Steve over here?
Why?
Well,
good question.
Janine got an awesome picture with Persia, by the way. Really nice picture. That photo, you got to like that, Janine.
Yeah.
Here's Steve the Virgin. Are you? You revealed a lot today. We've come to the conclusion that we feel that you're, at the very least, bisexual.
Yes, I am.
And was it Al? Al, the guy that brought that up?
Alan, yeah.
Alan, yeah. Nice job, Alan. And you backed out. I really believe this has nothing to do. This is my personal belief. You said your parents will cut you off. Now, how often do your parents threaten you?
Well, that was another kind of...
do your parents threaten you to cut you off a lot?
Well, that was something that I used...
I just answered my question.
Okay, no, I
do
used
your parents cut you off a lot? Say they're going to cut you off.
They're going to cut me off. They do it.
They use that threat. Now, this time that threat worked, and I think Persia agrees that this has nothing to do with your parents saying they're going to cut you off. This has everything to do with if you were to lose your virginity, what in the hell would you talk about?
You can't wear this shirt you're wearing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole novelty of you as despicable and grotesque that it is.
No, he'd still be despicable and grotesque.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that whole thing would go away. Don't you agree, Persia?
The next level is I'm going to turn him into a porn star.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to follow that progress only because of you, not anyway because of him. So, all right, guys, thank you. And again, Imtiaz, really, thank you very much for coming up.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
All right.
Can I plug one more time?
You can plug whatever you want.
Okay, Persia'sPalace.com, and go to my Persia boutique and buy some panties.
Yep, there's a link on the website.
That's
we saw
right.
your panties.
And I have a clip store, Persia Monir's clipstore.com.
Okay.
You can have fun all at Persia'sPalace.com.
And there's a link up on our site now. It's up there now.
Yep.
Right? And do we have the new picture up? The picture of her in the studio this morning? Check that out. You'll be in total agreement. It's very, very beautiful.
Alex, the intern's last day.
Alex, we liked you a lot, man.
Thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun.
You're weird, but I liked you a lot. So.
I wanted him because I thought we'd be able to make a lot of fun of him.
Yeah.
But he was actually kind of cool.
Turns out he's pretty awesome. Yeah, really. He's his 70s throwback, and he's really good. We like you, and make sure you stop back.
Jay, you definitely. The hell out of here.
Okay, and that Jay is leaving. Today is his last day, and we'll be on vacation next week, and then the following Monday we'll be putting on the new guy, the new girl, whoever it might be. We'll get you.
I heard it was going to be Steve the Virgin.
That's the rumor out there right now. So
I'll come here every day. Imtiaz. I vote Imtiaz.
Imtiaz is our new guy. So Steve the Virgin. No, I don't think so. Jay, you've done a nice job for us. You really have. I think you're an a-hole for leaving, but you're leaving, and what are you going to do? So continue to stay close, though, all right?
I like you, though.
Yeah. And by the way, because he's leaving, I believe I've heard he's being paid by the hour. That means that every 2 weeks we pay him for another hour he's done in the last 2 weeks. And that's how, when people exit, that's how you get paid, I think. So.
Hey, I like that.
So,
I just realized something. I'm jealous about one thing.
Right. Oh, and
I get the money. I get the money. So bad.
At the radio station,
I need it so bad.
They hold a week's pay when you get hired, and it almost gives you incentive to leave so you can get that week's pay.
I want to get the money.